Hey there, Busy Bee here. Castle Crashers very recently got a DLC that changes up the looks of all the characters in the game, and it allows you to make your own custom characters to play as. You know what? Let me change myself into a fresh design as well. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, last time I played, I beat the entire game with bees, but this time, I'm feeling pretty lazy. I'm gonna go full Pokemon trainer and beat the entire game with only animal orbs. The rules are simple. I can use any animal orb to kill enemies and bosses, and I cannot kill any enemies with my weapons and magic. Just gotta make it to the end of the game to win. With all that out of the way, let's begin. So for this challenge, we really only have 5 options for animal orbs. Rammy, who rams into enemies and knocks them over for a little damage. Bitey Bat, who stuns enemies in place for very minuscule damage. Install Ball, who sometimes shoots plasma balls at enemies. And the 2 orbs I'm actually gonna use, Dragon Head and Pelter, who do massive damage with fire and ice respectfully. Gonna be sticking with Dragon Head for now, because fire damage is really good. Now, onto the run. The army of Wreckerlists are all chilling, having a good time, before one's knocked down the stairs, killed, and now our King Freddy Fazbear has been robbed, and we must get our magical crystal back from the wizard. That's a mouthful. Also, we don't have an animal orb yet, and we can't go to the area to get it yet. One sec. Alright, there we go. Now this should be... Wait, what? 10 damage? Fandom, why do you lie to me every time? So, through testing, the animal orb's damage is upgraded via the magic stat going up, which is fascinating because it's not affected by melee power or any other stat. Maybe. I haven't tested speed yet. Maybe that makes it attack a lot faster. Who knows? What that means for me is it means fighting 3 barbarians takes 2.5 minutes. Great, it's the bee run all over again. Regardless, we help Wreckerlist clear out the castle and move on to the barbarian war where, hey, my theory is correct. Magic does increase damage. Yay! Well, now that we know, we just gotta wait forever for our buddy to attack. Whether it feels like making time on its clearly busy schedule. Oh, there we go. I see the Empire has sent stormtroopers to team up with the zombies. Fascinating considering the lore. Also, more bad news. Our orbs don't attack bosses. What? Okay, it attacks some bosses, but only player character bosses, I think. Meaning, no, we cannot beat Castle Crashers with only animal orbs. But I did specify we couldn't kill enemies and bosses. Yep, same loophole as my last video. And because of said loophole, let me introduce you to the Mystery 6 Animal Orb by Polar Bear. When an enemy is low enough, or myself for that matter, it'll eat them alive and end them. Meaning, we just gotta weaken them enough for Bipolar Bear to do so. But I'll be as fair as I can. I will never bring out the bear unless it's to fight a boss our animal orbs can't fight normally. Behemoth, if you're watching this for some reason, please change it so they can attack all bosses. I understand if not every single one can fight every single boss, but have an option, please. Anyway, onto the ram. It shoots explosives at us, rams us, and sends minions to fight us. We just gotta be careful not to kill them ourselves. And then the fight is easily dealt with, which moves us on to the big bad of this area, Barbarian Boss. Another boss we can't beat with most orbs, so it's time to smack him up. Bipolar Bear finished him off no problem, and we get to make out with the princess. Nice. Also, before I move on, I grabbed the pencil item to increase my magic as much as possible. In the forest entrance, there's many stormtroopers who... Hey, wait, this is a cutscene. Wait, no. Anyway, gotta deal with just moving back and forth a ton while waiting for Dragon Head to attack, and it's missing its attack! Damn it! Inside the forest, it's more of the same until the Troll Mother, who we can actually attack, Yes! Problem though, she summons a ton of babies, and the dragon head tends to attack them way more often than the mother. But that's fine, because we can just lead her over to the fire pit right over here, and she sets herself on fire. Didn't take too long before the first boss that was fully beatable with animal orbs went down. Heck yeah. Now, let's run away from the dad and deal with the water section. Oh no. Well, seems you have to use bipolar bear for these guys, and sadly the same with Sonic? So, yeah, after a basically normal fight with the boss, well, bipolar bear can't finish it off. Why? So, instead, we just have it ram itself into the ship, ending the fight that way. What the heck? I thought bipolar bear could finish everything in this game. That annoyance aside, we end up in the tall grass fields that's overrun with Sonics, and wait, painter boss magic. Okay, so apparently I can't change that, which, oddly enough, makes the normal bear boss fight a lot harder, because I can't guard against magic, and I keep getting smacked around by the mobs and the little painter guys coming across the screen. But hey, Dragonhead's eventually able to clutch it out. So let's see about PP Strello. Or, at least I would, but Dragonhead can attack the slimes. Well, via experimentation, I find a really weird find that Rami can't attack either, but if I have it walk into the body of the slimes, for some reason that does contact damage. That's honestly kind of cool. Sad to say it doesn't work on the bats, neither does Dragonhead or the rest of the attackers, so we gotta take him down normally with Bipolar Bear to finish the final blow. I will note that after I went back and checked to see if Rami could damage the bosses we couldn't kill, but nope, just the slimes apparently. Weird. Into the flowery fields, and we can fight off the small bees and the big bees with the help of being carried by the Reckless Army and King Freddy. Even when going against the Madness Grunts, Reckless saves us once again. Thank you. This segment would be a nightmare without you. Oh look, the nightmare! Fun! This took like 15 minutes, but we made it to the groom, which, for some reason, Dragonhead won't attack. Why? It's a player character, just in a boss form. What's the difference between that and the bear? Well, good news, bad news. Good news, Rami can damage him in the same way slimes are damageable. Bad news, 1 damage, and the groom attacks a ton. I'ma be here forever, huh? Yep, forever. After a 50-minute fight, not even including the failed attempts, we finally take down the stupid groom as the princess gets kidnapped by the Cyclops. I'm so tired. On to the parade where Rami can't attack. You make no sense. Thankfully, Dragonhead is here. At least when it comes to the enemies, because unfortunately, it won't attack the giant troll father. Alright, but I thought Bipolar Bear could, but apparently not. So it leaves me to finish the job. Genuinely shocked it can't, because like, isn't that its purpose, to be able to finish off every enemy in the game? Whatever. Into the cave, and I know to grab Rami since there's slimes everywhere, but unfortunately that means it's gonna take forever. But I've been through so much worse. So much worse. Once we reach the Cyclops Fortress, I switch the Pelter, because there's a fire demon inside that doesn't care about the fire damage, but it is weak to ice. Oh my god, it's so bad. So the Cyclops can't even damage it with the Pelter, neither can Rami, so Bipolar Bear, you're up to bat once again, and thankfully he can finish it off. Now, on to True Hell. Because Lava World sucks, I have to avoid fire magic that slowly gets ramped up from the fireballs to adding flames to it and eventually fire jumps. and Pelter attacks at the speed of a 114-year-old granny trying to run a marathon. Like, come on! It takes forever to get past all these guys, and I'm low on health. How did you get here? How did you get here? Aeoni? What? So this is bad. And it's about to get worse, because as expected, I can't take down the volcano without punching it in the face with my sandwich roids. And the boss right after can't get attacked by any of the animal orbs. So lame. Oh, crap, she really is here, huh? Onto the industrial castle, where the Mario Bros are defending the castle, and we cannot easily reach the princess at the end of it. They've really gone full Bowser in this situation. What the? Fancy pants? And he's ripped? Oh well, his pants are on fire, who cares? As for the industrialist himself, well, we can't do anything but fight him normally. Unless this counts as Bipolar Bear finishing the job? I'll give it to him. Onto the high seas, and there's Ranch Ninja Pirates. The community is so creative. Onto the desert, where I can't attack practically anything with Dragon Head. The sand snake things are off the table for anything but the bear, but oddly enough, Rami can deal with the scarabs. So you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Doesn't help with the alien boss at the end, but Bipolar Bear can eat the ship. You won't eat a dragon, but you'll eat an alien ship. You make no sense. As for the alien ship... Is that a palm tree riding a camel? Huh. Okay. I had to grab install ball to actually be able to hit the dang thing since it's so high up. And even then it took forever. Sheesh. Oh great, there's even more of them. Well, eventually we made it to the palace, and is that Big the Cat? Anyway, we play volleyball with the trees, which is a massive disadvantage to us, because how am I gonna knock the ball over them? Also, Rami can't hit the ball, sadly. Can you imagine if I beat volleyball with Rami? That'd be absurd. But now, since we beat them, we can move on to the marsh. The Aeonis are attacking the village, but thanks to the lesser dogs, we push through their armies and you. Oh no. Oh no! I'll be back. This took forever, but Rami can thankfully handle all the Aeoni, and even though I'm leaving to get a new partner, I don't have to fight them again if I go through here and back before leaving. I see the shades are invading from my last video, as well as another troll mother. But thankfully, Yoshi is on the case. As for the corn boss, I essentially just let the villagers take it down and had Bipolar Bear finish it up. But hey, it's totally possible. Alright, really bad start in the Flood Temple. Only Bipolar Bear can deal with the fishes. So that's something. And on to Medusa who, well, we take on normally. Can't even get this far without Bipolar Bear. But hey, at least she goes down. On to Full Moon, where the Knights of Katarina have appeared and are chucking boulders at me. Meanwhile, near the top of the mountains, the Piplup army stands ready to fight me. Thank goodness I brought Dragon Head. We're totally gonna win this snowball fight after we destroy their bases, because our animal orbs can't attack those, which out of anything it can't attack, that's fair. Onto the boss of this area, the Ice King, which, shocker, can't be beaten by anything else except Bipolar Bear. Who would have guessed that? And it's, ugh. Whatever. Time for the final 4 bosses. Let's do this. First up is the Painter Bomb. That's terrifying. And now it's adorable. Anyway, I can't beat this boss, even with Bipolar Bear. Just targets all the other paintings. Damn. Cyclops and the Wizard, however, Bipolar Bear works there. But you know what? Screw them. They're lame. That's not a fun way to end the video. Let's focus on the true final boss of Castle Crashers, the Necromancer. I bring in Rami, because considering how many enemies there are, we need consistent damage, and a break from getting rocked every second. And let me be clear about how frustratingly difficult this was. I might have won on my second attempt, but it took me 2 hours! I originally came in with Dragon Head, but he attacked so inconsistently that the DPS with Rami was much better, and by the time we got to the beefy round, I just got obliterated before taking anyone out. I had the shield and run so much just to survive, it was ridiculous. And then there's the Necromancer himself, he's really easy, but it took so damn long. Literally half the amount of time I spent on this boss was on the Necromancer himself, because Rami would just sometimes miss. I had to run back and forth, doing 1 damage to him every time I can get close to him. Luckily, he doesn't attack anywhere near as often as the Groom, but I still would get hit, and I almost lost because I ran out of potions. But hey, we did it! We got through all of Castle Crashers with only animal orbs. Kinda, not really. Here's all the bosses and enemies I couldn't even touch with animal orbs. Here's the bosses I had to use Bipolar Bear for, and all the ones that were 100% possible via different means. Thank you so much for watching. Don't do this challenge, please. It's horrible. I'd sooner do a level 1 run on insane mode. But hey, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please recommend me some video ideas, because I'm always listening to you guys' challenges. Until next time, this has been Busy Bee. Peace!